up? We're live. Surviving Barstool after show, episode 2. Tommy Kelly fights. Guys, how could they do content Kim like that?
How could they do content Kim like that? I'm glad that this has been it's been like a week or two, whatever, since we saw this happen in real time. Because when this happened in real time, I lost faith in the entire cast. I was like, you are all a bunch of fucking idiots. How did they let this happen? I don't get it.
It was making us watch that was like fucked up. I'm gonna be honest. I'm upset with the producers. I'm upset with the show. Because I think like pretty quick, like as soon as the contest ended, it was like, okay, Kim's gone. I don't think that was very hidden for too long. So making us watch a 15-minute brutalization of people lying to Kim's face and Kevin telling Kim to get the fuck out of here was downright rude.
It was driving your dog to the vet knowing you're about to put him down.
Yeah.
That's what we just witnessed with content Kim, is we knew what was coming and we still had to watch it. And it was so cute when she was like, I did an alliance. She was like, I did an alliance with Grace. I was like, no, Kim, no, honey, no, you didn't.
No, sweetie, no. That day too, I remember, Tommy, I know you were involved too when we were trying to just figure out what was going on without actually being a part of the situation. I was asking Kim, like, so what's going on? How are you getting along? She's like, well, I think I'm talking to some people. And then I hear whispers of like what's really going on. I'm like, God damn it, this lady. I was like, someone needs to save this woman. And I mean, I just don't understand how you don't just take Kim with you anywhere. She, at the end of the day, she's not a big threat when it comes to challenges. She's not a big threat. She's not going to go behind your back at all. Why not have her as like a security blanket all the way to the end? That's how I would have played that.
I agree. Like I said before, in Real Survivor, the mom character usually does often get dragged to the end because they don't get voted to win at the end. Maybe it would have been different here because, like, think about how nice you're being to content Kim right now. If content Kim was in the final 3, people might have just voted for her to win because it's like, oh, we love content Kim.
Good point.
She's someone. If I said when I saw the cast, I was like, if I was in this, I would just take Tico and content Kim and I'd drag them to the finish line. That would be my alliance. I would have taken Tico and Kim. They're the first 2 out. So I get it from the guys' perspective of they were outnumbered to start 5-3. They almost they almost got ganged up on at the very first episode. So that now they're able to even at 3-3. I thought the shocker of the episode was at Tribal Council when Caroline was like, yeah, all 4 of us girls are just trying to get it on the guys' alliance. And Grace like, yeah, we're all trying to get it. It's like, you 4 are trying to join the number 3.
I was so embarrassed. I was embarrassed as a woman. I was embarrassed. I was like, you bitches, it's so easy to run a fucking gambit around these boys right now. And we're still worrying about this. Like, fuck them. Fuck your alliance with Eddie. Fuck Stephen Shea. Who gives a shit? Get rid of one of them. It was insane.
I am not a Survivor expert, so but watching that, I was like, feels like the wrong play to just say I'm trying to go with the lesser group. That would be perfect if they would accept me. Having started off 5-3 and now being 3-3 for the guys it's I'm gonna be honest, it's a pretty big win for men. Like, as a guy who used to always try to get into girls groups in like elementary school projects, we've come a long way now.
City Boys are 2-0 right now. We're 2-0 through the first 2 eliminations right now. Yeah, I mean, I think. What do you think of? I think it was Eddie who was the most that said, I think we should target Grace instead of Kim because if there's somebody, because the 3 guys, they need Jackie on their side to maintain the majority at least through this vote. And his point was, if anybody is going to get in Jackie's ear and swing her back to the girls, it's more likely to be Grace or Caroline. Caroline they couldn't vote for. But I thought Grace would have been a smarter target there than Kim.
I thought so too. I think that Grace in this episode did so much to try to get back on their good side. Like, I feel like even at one point she was like, I've been trying to make up for voting for Eddie yesterday the whole time, whatever. And I was like, why, again, you guys still have the majority. Why are you making up for this? Like, why don't you just flip the tables and make them sweat it out? Like, I feel like they took control of the game in a way that made no sense. And I guess the worry of like somebody being undercover, like Jackie, like kind of, having an alliance with them or whatever would like worry me if I'm Grace. But then I don't know. I feel like at that point you just gotta start throwing around the girl card. Like, listen, we're fucking girls. You're gonna look like a loser and like a simp bitch for boys if you go with the boys. Like that's some shit I would have pulled out. I would have been like, listen, you look like a pick me girl right now, so vote with the girls. And that's it.
I think a pick me girl, like a cool Gen Z insult like that, would probably win you.
Oh yeah,
totally, 100%. If someone called me, if someone said you're acting like a pick me girl right now and going with the boys, I would have been like, ew, oh my god, you're right. I can't. That's so.
You call me a pick me girl, I'd be like, fine, I'll do whatever you want. I'm not a pick me girl.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
I
So,
could
am
definitely
happy
get
Grace
insulted
stayed.
into an alliance.
What's that?
You could definitely get insulted into or out of an alliance.
Oh,
yeah,
bro, watching
For
this
sure.
game again, because I'm not the expert here. Watching this game, I'm like, I'd be out so fast. I still, as we sit here right now, don't understand why Stephen Che ripped up that card.
All
Who
right,
doesn't want anybody else to see it?
Yeah. So
So,
at
like,
the start of the episode,
He
Stephen-
remembered it. I knew fucking Rudy, right? Took it out of someone's purse, out of Kim's purse.
that was
Yeah.
the first clue.
yeah.
Jackie's
So-
out of
oh,
Jackie's
Jackie.
bag.
So I guess it makes sense, I guess, but he was doing it like it was a prostitute's body, and not just you could have ripped it up a few pieces and throw it in the trash.
Yeah.
But I get
Yeah.
it's shit show business, not friend business, or whatever the fuck that.
That's not a phrase, right?
Huh?
That's not a phrase.
What?
Right?
No, it's a phrase. It's just
Oh,
the
is
way-
it?
Turning around like a
doing it.
hooker?
What's up?
What phrase?
He said it's not friend business, it's show business, right?
It's not. No, it's not. It's not
no
show
business
friends.
like
it's
show business.
No, he
no,
said
but
it's,
there's the
no, he
one
said it's not.
said.
He said it's
The
not.
one he said
show
it's not. That's not a
friends,
Stephen Che
it's
original.
show business.
Sorry, Tom. One more
Okay.
time.
It's not show friends. It's show business.
Correct, and that is a phrase. That's a phrase.
That is a phrase. That's a dumb phrase.
Yeah.
I've never heard that phrase myself either, but I
it's
believe it.
1000% said in Entourage 100 times.
It's not show
But
friends.
they kind of
show
are
business.
friends, and it is show business.
But they work with
Yeah.
people who they're not friends with.
Okay,
It's not.
got
I don't think it's not an Entourage original either. It's just a.
Everybody hates me, but it's not the game. It's not show friends, it's show business, you know?
There it is.
But yeah, so he found
Yeah,
the
good line.
clue. The second clue him and Eddie found under the Duncan Award. That clue says in order to having the immunity ring might make you a winner, but in order to find it, you must be a sinner. They, at least we didn't see, make any progress in this episode on that. But yeah, they ripped it up.
Yeah.
And poor Rudy. Rudy was like, oh, I trust these two guys so much. We're a tight three. And they're just very clearly keeping the clue from him.
Yeah, that was tough. That was tough. Did Rudy, I forget if I saw this part, did Rudy tell them how he stole the thing from Jackie's bag, episode 1?
I'm not sure. I don't think we saw that.
I don't
We-
know.
we
I don't know
didn't
if I
see that.
remember him. I remember that in there, and I don't know if I remember that at all. So I don't know. But yeah, that was tough to watch. Poor Rudy there. The clues I have a really hard time with. Like if I were on that show, like I would maybe think of stuff, but if I saw that clue that Stephen Che got, I would be like, I don't know what the fuck this means.
I
I know
just
none of
gonna
it.
ask you. I
no
don't
idea.
know where it was, so I don't know if we can't say just spoilers, whatever. I don't know where it was. I don't even have a
Neither
guess.
do I. I have no the sinner part. I have no fucking idea. No idea.
I would say I think maybe there was some confusion in the chat. Of people. Like the clue leads you to the next clue.
Right.
Yeah.
right.
So like Rudy has a clue. Rudy's clue doesn't have anything to do with where the immunity ring is. It has to do with where you could find the next clue. So it's not like they all
Right.
connect.
Are
It's
they
like,
numbered then?
No.
No.
That seems like it doesn't really work then.
That seems
Well,
like
it's
we
supposed to be
probably maybe
confusing.
should have numbered them.
Yeah, probably. But it's supposed to be
but it's
confusing, like-
unlikely that like it's going to lead you to the next one anyway.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
and then it's all right.
Okay,
Now I got
okay.
this clue, and now I find the next one. Something.
I'm
Like
saying that literally any of the clues that we've seen, I would have no idea where to even go. Like I don't think of this office, and I kind of I had a problem with that when we were on Tommy on season 1. I am not good with the clues inside an office like this. Like this
well, I
place.
mean, I found it
fucking
before
chaotic.
you even.
Right, I
batted
know,
an
but I
eye.
didn't even think to look. I didn't even think to, you know what I mean? Like I'm not thinking about that shit because this place is such a trash heap that there. How could you even know where anything is? Like the only things I know where they are the things that are directly around me all the time. Like I have blinders on the rest of the place because it's a mess. I have no idea where anything is here.
Challenge. I thought an interesting part from the challenge, more in the enigma of Stephen Che is Stephen Che apparently just told everyone that he pulled the power play because Caroline was like, "Yep, Stephen told Tico." So Stephen Che pulled a great move last episode, diverting Tico's vote at the last second, but to then just go to everyone and be like, "Hey guys, I did that." I'd like, "Hey Caroline, I actually told her that you were pulling a power play against her. Seems like a very strange move from Stephen J.
Yeah, not sure why you'd show your cards that quickly. I guess maybe to make her feel better, like, oh no, you didn't do anything. I was the one that did that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't understand a lot of the moves that have happened. There was, I forget, Jackie said something to Kim where I was like, it wasn't actually, no, Jackie didn't say something. She just had a very bad lie where she's like, no. Like, Kim was like, I feel like it's me. It's like, no.
Yeah, she was like, no, not you, Kim. It's like,
yeah, whereas Robot Stephen Shea was just like, yes, I have heard that your name has been mentioned tonight. Like, I can't lie to you. Like the honest robot, there is a chance that you're going home tonight.
The challenge itself, I thought was impossible. I wouldn't know how to do any of that. But putting it on the fucking, like the puzzle was the same thing as the tablecloth it was on. Because I had heard that in this challenge, Jackie got there way in front, had already won the last two, and Kevin was like flabbergasted that she didn't even finish. But then having seen it actually play out, I'm not as upset about that. Like that was a hard fucking challenge.
Yeah, also the way the puzzle pieces stuck together, I think would have been hard, where it wasn't like a clear jigsaw puzzle or anything.
Yeah. As a multiple time puzzle loser, when it comes to Barstool reality shows, the puzzles are not hard to do. Like they're definitely not. The problem is figuring out exactly how big the puzzle is, because you start doing it in one section and then you realize you have to move the whole thing up and it all falls apart really quickly. So it's trying to keep it all in one space. And Caroline did the best job by anticipating it being the size of the whole fucking table. Like if you anticipate it being the entire space that you're in, then usually you're good. That's something I never learned, and clearly nobody else on this thing learned. Because I mean, Jackie, I don't know though. Jackie was there way ahead of everybody else, and the tablecloth was printed, but the picture was pretty clear what they were making. It was very much.
I didn't see it live, so from this, I thought it looked pretty similar.
Trying to figure out how big it actually was, I think, is more the problem than the actual fitting together of the puzzle pieces. It was a flat thing; they just had to slide together. It just couldn't figure out how big it was.
Caroline ended up winning the challenge. She chooses Rudy bonk to sleep with her in the mattress firm.
Dude, I can't believe that Rudy said yes. I would turn that down in a fucking heartbeat. First of all, I would make the same announcement Grace did, because I would make an enemy in the whatever Surviving Barstool Mattress Firm Unjunk Your Sleep Suite. I would make an enemy. Like you'd invite me in, and by the end of the night, I would be beaten with like my own shoe. I'd be silenced. I snore way too loud. I'd have to turn it down. But even if I didn't snore, just sleeping in the same room as a coworker, I think I'd feel too awkward. I'd feel too weird.
We season 1, I don't think we only did like boy, girl.
Particularly
matchups.
someone as brand new as Caroline. Like there are other people you know better, and you're like, whatever.
I mean, Rudy's hot.
Rudy is hot.
Yeah,
Rudy is hot. If you have the option, like you bring Rudy to the suite. But no, I think that I actually liked that move, because I remember at the time not wanting to do that, being like, all right, I have to pick between these girls because it'll be weird. People are going to talk about it. It's going to be a whole fucking thing. And I would have rather have made alliances with other people at the time than just the girls without that stigma. So I actually liked that move that she did.
I probably would have chose Jackie, because Caroline said that Tico told her that Jackie and Rudy are sneaky, and that's why Caroline was like, well, I got to get Rudy on my side. But I feel like Jackie, knowing that Jackie voted with the 3 guys in the first vote against Tico, maybe try to get her back on the girl side and use that night of slumber party and pillow fights, whatever you girls do at those type of things, to work her magic back on her. But that didn't work. And yeah, pre-tribal, it seemed pretty obvious it was going to be Kim. They had that little powwow outside where everybody was just like, yeah, let's just vote out Kim. It's the easy vote. And I do think there's something to be said of, it's easy sitting back and being like, oh, why would you take out Kim? She's someone you should take to the end. I do think there's something to that. But I also think that you only have to survive 5 eliminations to get to the final 3. So that when an easy vote presents itself, you might as well just take it. Like if a vote is that easy, maybe don't rock the boat and risk, like Eddie the first episode, had an easy vote with Tico, rocked the boat, almost got his ass sent home. So sometimes taking the easy vote when it is such a short amount of eliminations, you don't really need to be thinking too much long game. I think there's some strategy to that.
Yeah, I'd say that's a fair assessment. Breaking news, though, I don't know if you guys are paying attention to the chat. Tico just challenged Jackie to Rough and Rowdy.
Oh, wow.
She says, fight me rough and rowdy in December, shut the fuck up. Talking about getting in fights. Jackie said, I'm getting a job in September. So you gotta wait.
Yeah, I can't figure that out either.
Like, did something happen in that episode that I missed?
No, I think Tico probably just figured out that Jackie was, she was calling her sneaky last time. So I think, or Jackie had tweeted like, my New Year's resolution was to get in more fights, and here's Tico challenging me to one.
Oh, okay.
And it's a clip from Eddie and them, but they're talking about how it's like, I thought this was an easy decision, whatever. It's like when Grace rambles for 5 minutes about and like completely puts her foot in her mouth. I remember we were sitting and watching that happen in real time. I was like, Grace, like in my head, I'm like, you gotta shut the fuck up. Like, what are you doing? Nobody ever knows when to shut the fuck up at those things, myself included at the time. But like, oh my God, it's crazy.
It was very funny when KFC asked, like, is there an easy vote? And then Grace was like, oh, yeah. And she went first. And I was like, no, there is not.
It hasn't happened yet.
Stephen Che started to give the answer. I probably would have given it. Nothing's easy at this point. These people are such good coworkers, such good friends. It's so sad to send any of them home. But Grace really going first there was tough. Eddie fucked her because Eddie went second and Eddie said no. And once someone said no, the no train began.
Yeah, forget it. I thought at that point when she started saying like, oh yeah, it's of course it's an easy decision. I was like, wait a minute, did the game flip on Grace? Like I was worried for a second that like she was the sucker. But
has there ever been a time, Tommy or Keegs, I don't know how much Survivor you watch, where the person with the idol did take it off?
Oh yeah. Oh brother. Season 16 Survivor Micronesia, Eric, the greatest Survivor blunder of all time. It was the Black Widow Alliance, 4 girls, 1 guy. These girls were all running the game. Final 5, and it was a final 2 that year, but final 5, Eric wins the immunity challenge. It fucks their whole plan, right? Like they should be able to just get now. Like a girl has to go home. They just go up to him and are like, hey, can you give it to one of us? And like, we won't vote you out. And he did. And then they voted him out. Yeah. It's notoriously like truly the dumbest move in Survivor history.
I'd never heard that when Kevin asked, I was like, why would you give it up? But also, if you just gave it up and you were like, all right, now like no one gets to reconvene again. I think that'd be pretty interesting.
But it also could just make it easy to be like, all right, well, let's vote out the person that just fucking gave it up.
Yeah.
It happens more with the immunity idol, immunity ring. If someone finds that and other people don't know you have it, you could play it on somebody else. Mm-hmm. So that's like a little more strategy where it's not just openly getting up and being like, here, take this immunity off my necklace.
You talk about Survivor highlights like I talk about Tom Brady highlights. It's beautiful to watch. Your passion radiates through the screen.
My eyes lit up when you brought that up. I mean,
yeah, he did.
Oh no, I mean that's an all-time moment.
He even had the season. Like the season number.
I don't know all the seasons. Come on. But yeah, Kim goes home, 6-1 vote out. Or any other moments from the episode you wanted to touch on? And if anyone has any questions in the chat, shoot them out there and we'll answer them before we wrap up. I know Kelly has to watch The Bachelorette at 8. I don't watch that. Yeah. So personally, I don't watch that, but I guess Kelly does.
I hope that you have gotten your TVs fixed. I know that you were struggling in the last couple of weeks, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's only Mentel tonight, so. Yeah, exactly. Does this show damage relationships in a day-to-day operations?
I wouldn't say damage, but I would say it makes it awkward for a little while. It depends. It depends on like the severity of the situation. And it depends on the person, I think, too. Like if you're somebody who can just kind of let shit roll off your back, fine. If you're somebody who feels like personally hurt by someone on the show or someone in the game, then it takes a little bit longer, I think.
Yeah. Logan in the chat said Dana and Pat is very real. I haven't had any real. Me and Billy got over it pretty quickly. You and Brianna had the little dust up last year.
Oh, me and Bri, that was that that was like I thought that was fun. We were dicking around, and Bree was like upset. Thought I was legitimately mad at her for a while. I have to be like, oh no, I was fucking around. Like I heard already lost. We're having a good time. Like I was just trying to be whatever. But that kind of moved on. I would say I'm trying to think of more real shit. I was legitimately mad at Nick on BVA for a little while, and I had to get over that. That was tough.
That you weren't the only one on that though. The only one I can speak to, because I don't really get too roped into much of this stuff, the inner office shit. But when I showed up to the BVA season 2 cocktail party in Boston, I happened to be in Boston because I was going to the Bruins playoff game, and like everyone to a person on Barstool vs. America pulled me aside and was like, "We hate Nick now." And I was like,
it was like a bad,
cast
it was
members
the
who
whole
were
thing.
eliminated, cast members who were active currently, people were like, fuck Nick.
I'm the only one. It's unfair to me that I'm the only one that got shit for like being a bitch to Nick when he was a dick to everybody. And like he says the same thing. Like he played the game. That's why we hated him like that. But I still get like DMs about it. And it kills me. Every time I get it, I'm like, shut the fuck up. You weren't there. You don't know. And when you think like that and you can't get your head out of it, then you feel stupid. But like, no, Surviving I thought was fine. It was also only 1 week. I feel like when it's 1 week, it feels like it's like, oh fuck. Like you feel like you're spit out at the right time. But when you have had just about enough and then you have 1 more week and everybody's like beating you down, things start to feel personal, even though they're not.
Joey Hannah. I mean, Joey
Hannah. That's a real rivalry. 100% real.
Yeah, I mean, Tico has some rivals. She at Tribal was I'm not sure who she was screaming at. I guess a little Jackie. It's calling Stephen Shea a baseball, which is true. Stephen Shea baseball fan behavior. Not sticking.
She was very upset with him. She was very upset with him specifically for acting like a baseball fan. She said it specifically. She's like, what are you talking about? We got to stick together, and you're over here hanging out with these white people. Like, what are you doing? She got upset.
I'm very excited for Tico's jury speech, final tribal speech. There's been some great bitter jurors in Survivor history. Obviously, we all know Corinne, season 17, the nasty speech to Sugar, where she says, "I'm glad your dad died. I hope you." Or why don't you get? She said, "In Sugar, why don't you get some goddamn antidepressant so you stop crying about your dead dad all the time?" Yeah, unreal.
Wow.
You guys want to
I gotta get back into Survivor. I'm so far behind that I always thought like, oh, I can never catch up. I think I gotta watch. I definitely have to.
I'm excited for that. Looking more. Would you say it's smart to lay low off the bat or try to dictate? I think laying low off. I mean, make sure you're in an alliance, and then just don't rock the boat. Just don't give people a reason to vote you out early on. Tico showing up late did herself in. Content Kim kind of just. I'm not sure why she ended up being the target. I think it was just like she was the oldest, and they kind of figured she wasn't going to be mad if she got voted out. And that was kind of it. And Kevin, I know you were mad. Fights told her to get the fuck out.
Yeah, I mean, I respect him treating her like everyone else. I tip my cap to that. But also, it was just a jarring moment. Like, Jesus, they were nose to nose right there. That was like a UFC like pre-weigh-in, and he was like, "Get the fuck out of here."
It was crazy. Well, Kim, I feel like Kim is such a lady. Like I texted Alex yesterday after the first episode. I was like, your mother is so beautiful. And she looks like royalty all the time. Like she just looks stunning, incredible.
Fran just walked in the room. Fran just walked in the room.
Sorry, guys.
Tommy's screaming. Fran just walked in the room.
Apparently all the remote controls are in this room.
What, right there? Grab that one.
That one's labeled.
Bachelor issues. You know how it goes.
Yeah, we'll wrap up now anyway. Just final thoughts on the show tonight and who you think is maybe in trouble next episode.
Okay. Who do I think is in trouble? I don't know. You go, John.
So I was gonna go based on this episode, but I was gonna say Jackie had a slip up, but the person she had a slip up with got eliminated, so it may not be her. I don't know. Grace was stepped on her own tongue a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Grace with it. I mean, my brain.
Okay.
And then I was like, I don't understand what she's even saying
anymore.
anymore. And so my brain was like, you know what? Let's just shut it down. And Grace's did not do that. Grace's neglected to do that. It was like, you know what? We're not talking about anything. Let's just shut it down. And I think her being like, I'm just begging for the guys to like me, is probably not fair.
I agree with that. Sorry, I didn't realize this was the fucking hub for everyone. I keep trying to mute myself. Everybody's, I'm doing a show. Like, what I told everybody in advance. I'm with you with that, John. I think that the people who bumble over their plan have the most risk. Like, I think Caroline and Grace both are just like, they're not quite sure. They don't quite have their footing. And I would say that both of them are
yeah, I think it's easy to say,
be worried.
Obviously an alliance of the guys plus Jackie seems to be happening. You would think that would put Caroline and Grace on the hot seat, but I think it also Stephen Che. I think Stephen Che could be on the hot seat because you saw it last night where Content Kim was like, Stephen Che is like playing well and like he's doing these sneaky moves, but then he's telling people about him. He's saying, "Oh, I'm the one that masterminded like the move to actually have Tico vote out Caroline." So Stephen Che, if he keeps making these good moves, but then immediately owning up to them,
I respect that though. Why do something good if you're not going to get attention for it?
Well, you save that for final tribal council. That's when you're like, I did this.
That's
this,
true.
And this. Not like immediately as the person is walking out, like I did that. Everyone,
I'm bad at secrets, bro. I'd be like, whoa. Why is someone else getting credit? I'd be like a serial killer who killed 2 people, and once someone else got accused, I was like, nope, that was me.
That was
me.
my
I need the credit.
Kill.
I think the smart move would be to vote off Che. I wonder if these people will be smart enough. I don't know.
We'll see.
I'll tell you, Stephen Che's in my hot seat.
Tomorrow, 7 p.m. on the Barstool YouTube and everywhere else. Episode 3. We'll be back here for the after show. KFC will be back tomorrow. Then Wednesday, Thursday, episodes 4 and 5. Tune in all week. Thank you to Mattress Firm for unjunking our sleep. And we will see you guys tomorrow.